Hello, welcome to October 7th, 2022. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This is an effort that I do each and every day, first thing in the morning. It's like 4:10 right now a.m. To remember my life objectives and principles and to see how I did applying them to yesterday and to plan for today. First, last night and yesterday. Slept pretty good, all things considered. I was definitely up. My insomnia was back for the last hour of the night from like 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. I was like, twilight, fitfuls, unrest. I know why. It's because of work. I have one of my big projects is having its first go-live event today at 5 p.m. And I was dealing with problems all day yesterday, last minute, 11th hour, as they say, challenges. So that's to be expected. And today's going to be a tough day too. It's my day off actually, but I'll go into the office and work from the office today to make sure I can line everything up. Good day otherwise. Also, I have a lot on my mind with regard to the move. We have a lot to do to prepare for the move. But we'll do it. Even if I have to take an extra day here off here to make it happen, I'll do that. Not to worry. I feel more and more convinced by that. It's less that I'm telling myself things like, don't worry, as much as simply believing it. Boy, I'll tell you, interesting. I was using the Stoic apathy yesterday, spades. Yeah, I was really having I had two major issues that came up with my project at the last minute. One was related to a DNS routing, technical routing issue about the best way to do that to ensure a purely cloud-based environment. Just total technical thing. Great question that brought up. I'm glad the team brought it up. Bit of a challenge. And then the other one was related to expectations of one of our customers. Some messaging not getting all the way to the top. Again, something to be expected. These things happen. Humans, communication is messy. Technical configurations are challenging. As these things were unfolding in the moment, my mind was in a good, ready, steady state. I wasn't panicked. What was hard, though, was my body. My body's tired. I'm getting old. I'm going to be 60 in a couple of years. There's a reason that people start to retire about this time of life. You just have enough. But I was really kind of startled in the moment to see how my mind was. It was like a well-trimmed ship, sailing through a rough patch of sea or even a storm. Tough sailing, but the sailing was good. Huh. All right, let's do the good life. 7 objectives and 32 principles. My first objective is to always be ready to die. Just to have my life in a state where I can go and have left things in good order. Now I'm starting to think more. Well, no, let me finish my main thought. That includes my life affairs, including my finances, my relationships, and my life's work. And these are all in good shape. I wish I had more money, but I've got good pension. I've got my Social Security and insurance, and then my relationships are fine, and then my life's work going alone is done. I can say it's done. It really is done. More though, I'm starting to realize that the next level with this principle is to be ready even if I'm not ready. That's the next step. Which is a strange thing because it doesn't mean that I won't attend to being ready. I will. But I'll be ready even if I'm not ready. I think that was because I was reading in the Epictetus yesterday that a simple little line that I'll butcher it a little bit, but indifference belongs to our health, our wealth, and our reputation. Doesn't mean we don't care about them, but we're all right with whatever winds up. If not all right, which implies some positive sense, at least not upset, not unright. Next, the next principle is objective. That is to make a good and effective use of my time. To be doing. No, is that right? Yeah. Be always ready to die. Yeah, make good and effective use of time. To not waste my time. Ah, tired. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, which is what I'm working on now. Next is to cultivate good emotional reactions, to react well to things. Wow, I did that well yesterday. And then to perform good actions, just to do good things throughout the day. Then to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities. And then to do just one thing at a time, and to do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. There we go. Now my 32 principles. The first is the principle of war, to always be fighting against what I think is true and what others propose to me to be true. I had missionaries contact me yesterday from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormons. Young woman, first time I've been contacted by a sister, young woman, and they have a way of doing it now. They engage in video messaging on Facebook. I don't know if this is a response to COVID, or probably began with COVID, but it seems to be their modus operandi. And I became connected with them because I was contacted by an elder, a young man, who then invited me to his church, which I did, which then led to being contacted by this sister. The elder had been moved to another ward. That was the reason. So the principle of developing and maintaining good and sound life principles implies to what others share with me as well. And so this young woman has been sharing with me her reasons why I should, why she follows, why she believes in God and follows the book and follows Mormonism, namely choosing to believe first and then studying to reinforce that belief. It's interesting, I've really had somebody come out and say it so bluntly. You got to believe first, and then you can study to reinforce that belief, which seems backwards. Okay, next one is to cultivate good emotion. No, I was not talking about, I was off base. I was talking about war. That's what I was talking about, the first principle. And I was using that, I was applying that endeavor yesterday too with this young sister. It sounds strange to call her that. This Mormon sister was, this LDS sister was telling me. She hasn't responded yet to my last question. Next is reason and the sub-principles of honesty, objectivity, and doubt, which is how I perform the war and how I measure life. 3, the homunculus, the idea that I have a little mortal consciousness inside my head, but nothing more, no soul. I am a soulless beast. Soulless bag of chemicals, as I once described my wife and daughter. Number 4 is to the Anchorhold, the suggestion that we all live and die ultimately quite alone. And then purpose, and no, the homo good and evil is next. Right and wrong don't live out in the universe. They don't exist outside of our brains. They're concepts. And then purpose. My 3 purpose in life are to 1, be a good husband and father, 2, to develop a good and sound life, to be a virtuous human being, where virtue is defined as the working towards the improvement of the well-being of thinking creatures. And then 3 is to develop, and 3 is to share the story, share my mission, the good life, via the story of the going alone. Next is atomic principle. Everything is made of bits and pieces. And then the principle of nature. Everything has some particular nature, including us, including things, including circumstance, days of the week even. And then pirate ride. the idea that free will is an illusion. We are really just the blunt, sharp end of of our lives, being jostled and pushed by all the universe around us. And then maturity, and the sub-principles of wisdom, fortitude, and integrity. We are wise when we are mature when we wisely remember our past successes and failures, and have the strength to do better. And then we enjoy the resulting integrity, which is when our actions align with our values. Then comes the social principle and the sub-principles of diplomacy, justice, conspiracy. Is it just those three? Diplomacy, yeah, that's it. I'm starting to get it. I had mixed things up. Diplomacy, because we work together to be more diplomatic in our efforts to understand one another and to find compromise. Justice is then what we seek to entail as a result of our agreement about what constitutes a good life. And then conspiracy, when we link arms to make these things happen. The next one is public speaking. And there are 4 sub-principles here. Let's see if I can remember them. Best words. Prudence, eloquence, rumor, and gossip. 5. Did I say 5? Public speaking is the careful communication in both written and spoken format. Best words suggests that we develop a rich, deep vocabulary, but then utilize that vocabulary appropriately for the right circumstances, not being overly flowery or show-offy with our words, but just using the right words, the most appropriate words for every circumstance. And then prudence. Prudence is in verb. It's in this case, it's an action of aligning whatever we're saying and writing with our value system. It's like passing them through a filter. And the result is, again, that helps us to result in the integrity that result of our life in the previous principle. Then comes eloquence. Eloquence comes with practice. Talk a lot. Try to talk well. Read aloud. Good writing. And you'll get there. And then comes prudence and gossip. No, rumor and gossip. These are sins, rumors, trading in ideas that may or may not be true, and then gossip is talking about other people behind their back. Nasty, nasty. Okay, then we have 5 that go together. Temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. That which must be borne, and the Feast of Offal. These 5. Put together, it simply is a collective statement that life is going to be hard. Sometimes it's going to be horrible. We need to exercise our self-control to get ourselves through this, to manage especially our thoughts to as best we can, so that we can bear this difficulty and not use others as a vehicle to express our upset. I like the way that came out. 5 principles in like 5 sentences. I'll just put that aside as a package, put it over here on this shelf. I think the next one is it's either a distraction. Yeah, it's a distraction. Let's see. Yeah. 2 that go together, distraction and agency and the great indifference. I don't think there's any God. So I think if you look deep into nature, you'll see that there's nothing out there. That's what we don't want to see. So we distract ourselves with all the things in life, our work and our family and our hobbies, TV shows, radio, politics, and best of all, church and the concept of God. That's how we cover our ears and eyes and mouth from the awful horizon of nothing. Next comes, I think, is it the best seat in the house? Yeah, best seat in the house. To be okay with who I am, where I am, and what I'm doing right now. Right here. Right who I am. And then comes 3 for The Restless Man, The Path of Wildness, and The Great Life Adventure. If you're restless, as many of us are, then get out and have an adventure, especially when you're young. The process of making the transition from a current status into a new life adventure is the path of wildness. It's the route to something new. If you give yourself that life adventure, especially when you're young, it'll pay dividends for the rest of your life. Okay, and then comes the risk of avoiding risk. The surface level risks in life include things like education, career, home and family, and saving for retirement, old age, and security. It's good to do those things. And all of society is basically set up to create those things so that you wind up at the end of your life in a safe, secure little somewhere with photos of the family on the wall and phone calls from your kids on the weekend. All good stuff. But did you satisfy the longing deeper inside? You know, that thing when you were in your 20s that was the thing you wanted to do, that place you wanted to be, that person you wanted to become. Did you do that? That's the deep risk. If you don't do it, watch out, because it'll haunt that safe and secure little somewhere that you will wind up in someday when the kids call on the weekend. What do you do between weekends with your thoughts and your minds and the dreams that you never gave yourself? Watch out. That's a real risk. That's why I call it the risk of avoiding risk. It's hard to do both, the surface and the deep. Okay, next is sin and damnation. There are 7 sins in my worldview. These relate to believing things that may be untrue, saying things that are untrue, and spreading rumors and gossip. Namely, these are falsity, credulity, faith, superstition, dogma, authority, and rumor and gossip. So there's 8. Watch out, because the consequence of those is damnation in the here and now. Next comes complete oblivion. When we're dead, we're dead. There's nothing to follow. We won't see our loved ones again. We won't have a chance to reconcile, make up any differences, and there won't be any justice, because it appears there's no soul, no afterlife, no heaven and hell, no God, just what we have now. So make the best of it. Next comes the season of philosophy, which is simply my suggestion for a time of life that comes when you've got ideas to say, to capture, and you want to keep a little journal and a pen handy to write down what comes during that time. And then the bullseye aim, striving for the mark but usually missing. Like this project I'm about to go live. I almost missed the whole damn dartboard twice yesterday. Well, the second one wouldn't have been a wholesale miss. It would have been more like hitting the outer edge of the dartboard. The first one would have been a wholesale miss. That's to be expected. This is normal. We work best to mitigate those as best we can. Expect to stumble and fall. I think I got through both of those. The team and I got through both of those. So, let's see how today goes. Okay. Let's see how tomorrow at this time is. Uphill climb up, keep going in life. Don't settle, don't stop. I mean, what the hell? The store's closing soon. It's a funny thing to say. They're flashing the lights. Okay, arena and utility. Life is an arena for the development and maintenance of our principles, and that we can use them to help fulfill our objectives. Bullseye aim? No. Nothing is enough. A suggestion towards very little. And then finally, the principle of fun. A reminder to have fun today and look forward to fun tomorrow, and remember yesterday with fondness, or the good times from yesterday. Otherwise, in the end, that's all we really got. It's some happiness. Happiness born of virtue, or virtue is defined as the improvement of the well-being of thinking creatures. Let's leave it at that. Now let's talk about today. I'm going to finish this. I'll do a Dr. Johnson reading, then I'll read my Bible, I'm in the book of Daniel now, and then I'll feed the dogs, walk the dogs, get on my motorcycle, ride my motorcycle to work, stop on the way and get some gas, and then roll up my sleeves and have a really good day of work. I'm going to schedule stuff, and I'm going to have a couple meetings for get this go live going. We're going to make this happen. Let's do this day. All right, take care. Be safe, but not too safe, as the man says.